Rick Sky here, and it's Earth Day 2022. That's right, Earth Day 2022. And I got my Apple Watch, my Apple Fitness tracker, and I'm gonna close my rings, man. I'm gonna get that special trophy within Apple Watch for closing my rings. So yeah, if you didn't know that, if you get, I think it's 30 minutes or more of workout with your Apple Watch on Earth Day 2022, that's today, then you should get like this little, like, it's like a virtual trophy thing. So, well, I'll be doing it anyway because I need to burn this gut off, man. I eat a bunch of good food, and I drink premium beer, and so I got to get the exercise. Skipping the gym, some days I say once a week it's acceptable to skip the strength training, lifting weights and stuff. So I'm going to skip that today and just do cardio and just drink some good discount India Pale Ale. I got some stuff. It's called Dr. Dank. Dr. Dank is a craft beer. It's a craft beer that's got it's a really good IPA. It's got pineapple in it. So I'm gonna have my Dr. Dank IPA India Pale Ale. But first things first, and that's doing the Earth Day walk. I got to get at least a half hour, because it would be dumb to do this and not get the little virtual trophy. Why pass on an opportunity that awesome? Speaking of passing on opportunities, this is a live stream, so if you want to support the channel, which would be awesome because it is an independent channel, you can choose to super chat. Down there in the chat box, you can click the little super chat icon, and that's a great way to support not just live streams like this, but to support my channel in general. This is just a casual, get out and walk and try to burn some chub. Try to burn this chubbiness off, So, but it also helps to support in-studio live streams with a professional set. Speaking of professional studio set, I've actually got a new studio in the works. Our Skies Adventure Channel is going to take it to the next level, and again, appreciate y'all's viewership, your support, your subscriptions throughout the years. Everybody that's bought the Our Skies Adventure Channel merch, the merchandise, the stickers, the t-shirts, the coffee mugs, a bunch of other cool stuff. It's helped me to grow, and that's important. So we got some cool stuff going. Most importantly, getting into the warmer weather months in most of the world. Well, not all of the world, but a lot of places. It's good to get out and get fresh air, get some cardio, go for a walk. You could ride a bicycle, but again, because of all the texting while driving, I don't feel safe on a bicycle. I do my indoor IC4, which I feel pretty good about doing that. I mean, it's a cycling workout, and but it's hard to beat the fresh air that the outdoors provides. So it's hard to beat an outdoor workout. It's just completely completely different. You get the fresh air, especially if you do stuff where you're in maybe you're in an office or something indoors during the day. It's good to get out and get that fresh air. So just walking through the abandoned parking lots of the world, man. Speaking of that, I do have a studio live show. I'm going to do it tomorrow evening. It'll be going to be from the studio, professional audio. If you want to be a live guest, face on video or audio only, or heck, just tune into the chat. You can tune in tomorrow, because that's going to be a huge live show from the studio. Got a lot of cool topics, a lot of stuff going on in in the realm of tech, in the realm of technology. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Speaking of that, Apple released the the new studio display, which looks really nice. But what you may not know, there's a competitor that's released a very nice 3840 by 2160 resolution display. It's actually larger in size than the new Apple Studio display. So, there's stuff that you haven't seen yet that I'm going to be raising awareness, during my live stream tomorrow from the studio. So, we got a bunch of stuff, man. I mean, it's going to be exciting. Obviously, we will talk about timepieces for tomorrow. Another large component of Our Skies Adventure Channel. We'll be doing that. A Chef Irix guy is, the warm weather brings out new recipes, and going to be out at the grill and sharing with y'all some of the latest and greatest things to cook on the grill. And one of the things is, with the price of meat like it is now, I'll be sticking with, unless I get a lot of super chats, I'll be sticking with some pretty basic ingredients. But with basic ingredients, you can still have a very satisfying and healthy meal that you grill. Grilled food is so much healthier than a lot of other types of preparations. I mean, obviously deep frying in grease, that is, nothing wrong with it. Eat what you want to eat. I eat it too, but typically grilled food is typically very healthy. So, things you can cook on the grill on the cheap that's healthy and still flavorful and makes you walk away not feeling hungry, that's important. Chef Irix Guy will be bringing that to the playing field in full effect. Speaking of that, solar energy from the sun. Going to be doing a lot with solar energy. I think that's an important thing. You don't have to do solar energy on a large scale, but there's some experiments that I'm putting together that I think will really enlighten you. Things that you didn't think about with solar. You may have assumed, oh, well, you got to go, large scale. You really don't, because there's smaller scale solar projects that you can assemble, and you can offset the use of electricity from the wall jack. So, I'll be doing that. How to consume less electricity. What's the aim, Irix Guy? How many steps? Well, Saad, always good to have you, sir. Great to have you on the stream. So I'm just going to get probably a half hour or so. I don't know how many steps, but this is my lazy day. It's Friday, so I gotta just get enough cardio in to burn off a few beers. That's important. But not a full-fledged workout. No strength training today. No nothing too intense. Not even a jog. Just a stroll, man, through the abandoned parking lots and abandoned fields. Staying off of the street where it's dangerous. There's cars that could run you over. So, always got to be safe. How many chickens can you eat in a day? Well, depends on what I do that day. Now, I could eat, and it depends on how big the chicken is. A standard sized chicken, if you're talking a rotisserie chicken, the smaller ones, I could probably eat 2 of those in a day. A full-size chicken, maybe just 1. Now, is it fried? Well, that's going to reduce how much I could eat. But, a grilled chicken about the size of a rotisserie chicken, I could probably eat 2 of those in a day. Because there's not a ton of meat. But, there's a sufficient amount of meat, but not enough to And are you eating anything with it? Are you just eating the chicken? Are you eating a pure protein diet that day without any vegetables? So, a lot of, but yeah, just purely the chicken, probably two of those rotisserie sized chickens. And I would even do it, I'll go say as I could eat 2 rotisserie chickens, because that's not fried. That's a rotisserie preparation. So the wildflowers are out, man. Look at that. See? It's just chilling there. Yeah, we got wildflowers. It's Earth Day. Earth Day 2022. So get out and walk around the earth. Speaking of that, is the earth flat? Or is that just a conspiracy? Comment below. So, do you think the earth is round, or do you think it's flat? We need to talk about this. It's Earth Day. It is Earth Day, and that's a very serious topic. Is the world round? Is the world a spherical shape? Or is it something that's been crafted by people to make us think that the earth is round as we see in pics? Okay, I agree. Everybody else on here, do you think the world is round, or is the world flat? If you walk out, if you could walk on the ocean and you just kept walking a straight line, would you fall off? What would happen if you just kept walking? Is there like the end of if it's flat earth, do you just walk and you fall off? Great question. So Saad thinks the world is round. Oh, Saad says the world is flat. Okay. Well, how do you explain this right here when I step up on this? That's not flat. See, now I'm stepping down. How do you explain that? Yeah, I don't know, man. Now what about, let's go to another one. The earth is round. Okay. Yeah, the earth is round. I kind of agree. I think the earth is round. So now, do you think that we've ever been to the moon? Do you think the moon landing was it a hoax, or was it? Do you think the moon landing was just like? So here's one for you, Saad, because I know you're a fellow supporter of Archibald Chesterfield III. Do you think that the moon landing was created just to promote the Omega Man on the moon? Do you think it was created to promote the Omega Man on the moon? Or do you think that people actually landed on the moon and walked around? So, if the moon landing's a hoax, then the Moon Watch or the Moon Swatch, then they would kind of be like, they're geared after something that, if it's proven to be a hoax, then, how would that impact the wristwatch? Saad says, I think the moon landing was not fake. Okay. How do you explain the photos that had of the rocks that had like markings on them, like from a studio set? And then the shadows, there were weird shadows in some of those photographs. Better yet, do you think there's a moon base? Some people have theorized that on the moon that we have a moon base. Saad says U.S. was way ahead of time. Yeah. Yeah, it's well, see, there's people that do think that the moon has been colonized and that there is a base on the moon. Saad says all hoax have been addressed. Yeah, some of them though, if you really get on YouTube and start digging, man, you can find some pretty convincing evidence. And it's like anything else, unless you've been there and done it, it's really hard to say with certainty if something's real or if it's falsified. So, I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I think we might have landed on the moon, but I don't know with certainty. So, that's just one of those things, man. It took me years to understand it, but it's not fake. Yeah. Hey, I mean, I don't know. It's a disputed, highly disputed topic. That's for sure. Because I know some people that have produced such convincing evidence that, you know, it's hard to believe that we actually landed on the moon. And then there's people that present the opposite argument. So anything that can be disputed will probably be disputed. And that's the truth. The truth is that none of us really know, except for the people that were there. And what if the people, let's say hypothetically, landed on the moon? What if the people were there, thought they were there, but they were actually just dropped into a studio set, and it was so convincing that they thought they were on the moon? I mean, there's a lot of different theories surrounding whether man's been to the moon. So, yeah, that's a helicopter flying over. They're coming to pick me up, take me to my place, man. They're coming up. But yeah, so we got moon landing hoax. We got this Earth Day. You know, most important is Earth Day 2022. Get out and burn some chub off, man. Just gotta stay healthy. We have astronauts going to moon wearing Rolex watch too after Apollo 11 mission, the other Apollo. Cool. Which reference did they wear? It's funny you think that Omega, you know, the Omega Speedmaster man on the moon with Hesselite crystal, you know, people associate that as being the moon watch. But that's funny. You're talking about other watches that have potentially been to the moon. That's cool. I burned 105 calories. It's pathetic. Not enough. I think it was a GMT. Nice. Speaking of GMT, man. Rob D, first landing may have been faked. Yeah. Rob, I'm with you. I mean, there were political reasons to, you know, to be perceived as being the first country to set foot on the moon. So, you know, it's I don't know, anything's possible. It's hard to say with certainty one way or another. One thing is certain, though, it's hot, man. It is hot. It's getting hot out here. I like cold weather. I really do. But hot weather makes you sweat. So that's kind of a good thing. Walking through the abandoned parking lots of the universe. What if I told y'all I was on Jupiter, and that people actually live on Jupiter, and you can live stream from Jupiter? Would y'all believe that? Or would you say I'm being a phony, that I'm not on Jupiter, that I'm on planet Earth? Actually, I am on planet Earth because it's Earth Day, and you know, you gotta represent, man. You gotta be on planet Earth to do an Earth Day 2022 walk. Again, I got the Apple Watch on, trying to unlock my Earth Day 2022 special achievement. So I'll be lazy today, man. I'm just gonna walk 30 minutes and get my achievement, and then just go and take a shower and drink some beer, man. Drink some Dr. Dank IPA, India Pale Ale. So, yep, gonna do that. Eat some good food. GMT Master Pepsi is the official NASA portrait. However, he traded his Pepsi for another GMT Master solid 18 karat gold. Wow. Solid 18 karat gold. Yeah, GMT is great, man. Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. You can tell what time it is in multiple time zones. It's fascinating. Reference 16758 with a mocha bezel and Jubilee bracelet. Jingly jangly. Jubilee. Those earlier reference wristwatches that had the Jubilee, some of those Jubilee bracelets were jingly jangly. You wear them, they just kind of made a jingly jangly sound. Not so much with the current reference. You know, it's hard to trump the quality of the current reference Rolex, especially the stainless steel bracelets. Hard to beat. Really good quality and solid end links. You know, really high quality technology that they use in their watches now. Yes, the 5-digit reference watches were all jingly jangly. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and that's kind of upsetting. But you know, back in the time when people were buying that, they didn't know that the superior Rolex bracelet technology would be created. So what they had, they thought was the best, and at that point in time, it possibly was. So, you know, everything's, once you find better, then the previous technology is often not as good. And in some situations, the old technology is better. I mean, when you look at appliances, when you look at building materials, the old stuff's better. It was built to last. The new stuff is built to fail because they want you to buy more. They build it with the expectation that someone will have to buy it again. And that's a sad reality in regards to in regards to appliances and building materials and all kinds of stuff. It's created to fail just so people have to spend more, and they can't just do a one and done. Have you ever encountered stress and depression? If so, what do you do when you're under pressure? Let's see. Good question. Let's see. So Saad says, have you ever encountered stress and depression? If so, what do you do when you're in pressure? Stress is all, stress, it's impossible to avoid stress. What you do is you just go out and if you're stressed out, just go out to the gym, man, work out. Go for exercise. It's amazing. Exercise and so proper diet, exercise, and just a positive attitude. You know, you can deal with any, to a reasonable degree, stressful situation. You know, there are heightened situations with heightened level of stress that would be hard to deal with. I mean, if you're, I don't want to create like crazy mental images here, but if you're in a situation where there's like something shady going down, and then you're caught in the middle of like a fight or something or whatever, you know, if you're stuck in the middle of something and it's beyond your control, first thing you got to do is just accept the situation, and then in your mind plan the best next steps. So for example, and again, this doesn't have to be stressful, but anytime I go somewhere, it doesn't matter where it is, a place I go a lot or whatever, you know, the first thing I do, especially if it's a new place, and I go in, say I'm in a restaurant, and, you know, always notice where the entrance is, the exit, you know, be situationally aware. You know, if something shady goes down, you know how to get out. And then also, you know, anywhere I walk in, any place that I walk into, I look around and I profile people. You know, who's here with who's doing what, who might be up, you know, which person might be up to something shady. You know, just always situational awareness is one of the best ways to proactively prevent becoming part of a potentially stressful situation. Because if you're aware of the people that might do something shady and put you in a stressful situation, and you're also aware of the you're situationally aware when it comes to knowing the environment, where the doors are, the windows. You know, if something shady goes down, how can you get out quickly? You know, that's one type of stress. You know, knowing your environment, knowing people. But Saad, yeah, I don't. And then Saad says he's talking about crazy stress load. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you're dealing with stress in other environments, what you need to do, you need to step back and look at it from a third-person perspective and be like, does this level of stress justify whatever it is? I mean, it could be, you know, some sort of business venture that you have, you know, and you got too much stress. And does the level of stress justify the earnings? If it doesn't, find something else, create something new. You know, identify those stressors and evaluate and say, well, you know, to you, is that stress worth it? Or can that stressor be avoided? You know, ask yourself that. And if it can, avoid it. You know, don't subject yourself to something that's stressful that you could voluntarily step away from. You know, don't do that. And if you think that there's nothing else, I mean, if it's stress, you know, again, don't know what kind of stress you're going through. I mean, I'm not asking, but if it's you know, business related stress, find another way to make money, man. You know, don't subject yourself to stress unnecessarily. Now, there's certain forms of stress that are unavoidable. You know, if you don't like to get in an airplane, that's one thing I hate, man, getting in an airplane. But part of Irish Guys Venture Channel is going and filming travel destinations. So I hate to fly, but how do I deal with that stress? Easy. Jägermeister. Take a few shots of Jägermeister from the freezer, get on that airplane, smooth sailing. Don't worry about it. So, you know, that's an example of stress management. So, you know, it's a matter of what the situation is. And if you know, you know, so always ask yourself, can it be avoided? If not, if it's unavoidable, like being on an airplane, you don't like to fly, how can you deal with it? Again, for me, it's Jägermeister. That's a very airplane-specific beverage for me. You know, I'll take a few shots of that and I'm good. For at least for a few hours on the flight. If it's a long flight, and admittedly, that's why I never go to Europe. I don't want to fly that far. Forget about that. I like to be over there, but I don't like being stuck on an airplane, man. It's claustrophobic and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Rob D says, great advice, preventative. To help manage stress, I do a Wim Hof breathing. It's very effective. Hey, Rob, that's a cool technique. That is a cool technique. And, you know, there's no, you know, again, stress is unavoidable. You know, it's an undesirable element of day-to-day life. Not necessarily day-to-day life, but, you know, at least every few weeks or few months or whatever. But, and the other thing is there's mental stress management. You know, some people get stressed out because they become so fixated upon an idea or whatever that they think about it so much that it becomes stressful because they overanalyze. So if you can develop, and again, this is just from all the business ventures I've been involved with, if you can develop a fine line between, and I don't want to say apathy, because apathy is also a close companion to laziness. But if you can develop a fine line between apathy and motivation, meaning that you just keep yourself even keel, you know. And this again, this is related to business primarily, but if you just keep yourself even keel, if things go well, it's great. But if they temporarily slide or whatever, if you develop that, you know, that somewhat apathetic mentality, then it doesn't bother you because you're chill, you don't get stressed out, and you know your own abilities better than anybody else does. You know that you can create something better and something less stressful. So, you know, always be prepared, as they would say, always be prepared to pivot. And, you know, that's especially true within the realm of business, within the realm of entrepreneurship. Be prepared to pivot and, find things that maximize happiness and financial gain. And again, always, don't box yourself up, make yourself think that, that financial gain is all that matters. This is a big part. You got to make money, man. You got to make money to do fun things. But, ultimately find that balance. And, Saad, that's my stress management rant right there. So, yeah, great questions, Rob. Great feedback. This is good stuff. Yeah, going for a walk, just like I'm doing right now. I mean, you go for a walk, that reduces stress, helps you sleep better. More sleep also helps to prevent stress, reduce stress, because people that are well rested, if you don't get a lot of sleep, so if you exercise, you sleep better. And if you sleep better, exercise combined with better sleep, you're just better mentally positioned to take on whatever. And, my challenge is if I don't exercise, then I don't, running, multiple concurrent business ventures, it's not easy, but it would be very difficult without the appropriate exercise and sleep balance. And there's also entertainment that's got to be mixed in there too. You got to have fun. So, that's why today I'm skipping my strength training for one day, just one day. But I'm skipping the strength training just to let my muscles better heal. But also drank a bunch of beer. You got to have that good stuff, that IPA, that India Pale Ale, craft beer. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the great question, Saad. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a live studio show. We're talking about a bunch of cool stuff, bunch of new technology that's hit the stores. There's a lot of cool stuff that's coming out. I mean, right now the good thing is at least things are starting to normalize with travel, which should trickle down to not just people traveling in airplanes and stuff, but also the delivery of goods. Hopefully we'll have a plentiful level of goods in stores everywhere soon. And when there's a surplus of items to be sold, regardless of what those items may be, when there's a surplus, the cost per unit is often less. So let's let things normalize. Let's get the cost of goods back to normal. Let's get the gas prices back down below $1. Let's fix everything that's broken. And I think everything's gonna be good. But yeah, 2020, man, it put the world in a world of hurt. It really did. Rob D says, Alex, are you joining the AC3 stream today? Actually, I need to. I gotta take a shower first though, because I'm sweaty and I don't want to show up on the Pontiff's panel and be all sweaty and nasty. So I'll take a shower and then I'll hop on. I'm sure he'll probably be streaming for a few hours. So yeah, I can hop on there and do some chat. But I'm gonna walk another few more minutes though, because I want to get 2 miles in, because that's good. I mean, for a lazy Friday, I think 2 miles of cardio is, it's not as good as going to the gym too, but it's good to have at least have cardio every day. But yeah, gym, I would say at least 6 days a week. Probably good to take one day off of strength training, just to let those muscles heal. And you don't want to plateau with your strength training routines. You want to kind of mix it up. And speaking of mixing it up, when you go to the gym, keep it simple. I do chest and shoulders one day, back and bicep the next, and abs every day. But throughout the workouts, I mix it up. So, some days I might do decline bench, and then I might do flat, and then I might do incline. Well, the day after that, well, not the next day, but the day after that, I'll mix it up. So I might do decline, incline, and then flat. You know, you don't want to stick to the exact same routine. You know, to potentially maximize your results. You want to mix it up. You know, mix up the sequence of those sets. You know, don't do all the decline. I do 3 sets of 10, but you know, I'll do 3 sets of 10 on flat, and then I might do it on incline and then decline. Then the next day, decline, incline, flat. You know, mix it up. You know, try to maximize your results. So anyway, with that being said, do you do core exercises? Yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm going to actually, I'm unveiling a new character here on Irish Guys Adventure Channel, and we're going to be doing a lot of strength training and cardio workouts. I'll be sharing a lot of strength training and cardio. Nothing flim-flammy, nothing trying to sell people on a structured routine, but just things you can do. I mean, if you're a dude or whatever that likes to, you know, eat good and drink some good beer, you know, what do you do to keep yourself fitting into your pants? And you know, that's the thing I've always said with all of this. It's a matter of Irish Guy, you're a good man. Sod, you are too, sir. Appreciate that. Always good to have you. Always good to have you on here. But yeah, just there's gonna be a lot of fitness tips and dietary. Again, Chef Irish Guy is gonna be doing a lot of grilling videos, but also a lot of healthy eating videos. Because I know a lot of the stuff that I've cooked previously, it tastes great, but it's not necessarily the most healthy thing. I mean, it may have a lot of protein because it's meat, but you know, I'm going to work on some healthier stuff too. So, you know, with that being said, it's interesting what what all's coming to the channel. So I don't want to spoil the surprises, and I know, you know, speaking of surprises, I've got to take a shower, and I got to get on. I got to join into AC3 for at least a half hour or so, you know, to show respect to our pontiff, Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks for the great chat. And I've walked over 2 miles, and I should be getting my Earth Day 2022 ring within the Apple Watch. Y'all have a good day.